now, XRP is breaking out, just as we thought it would. This video talks about the next important level XRP needs to reach in order for this rise to continue. It also talks about how high I think this next move will take us. I also want to talk about some interesting news that I think might have something to do with this breakout. First, there is a new case that calls XRP a security. We will talk about what this case means and whether it will have any effect in this video, so make sure you watch it all the way through. Your help is very much appreciated as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Please let me know of a good place to buy XRP. You can find my best channels up hold down in the video's description. Okay, I'll just get right to it. I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say. Let's start with this video and then move on to the new case against XRP, because a lot of people freaked out when they saw this for the first time. We just went over the whole SEC case against Ripple. Also, we learned that XRP is not a stock. The SEC has now said that XRP is not an investment. Now all of a sudden we have a new case that calls XRP a security. Now basically the Oregon District Attorney filed this case to say that they are going to sue Coinbase because Coinbase is selling illegal stocks. Now what I think about this is that it's basically a huge nothing burger. When all is said and done, this district attorney will have no say in what the federal securities rules are. We just got confirmation from the SEC that Paul Adkins is a real person, and that these different crypto assets are not stock. This person is free to make as much noise as he wants. He might try to say that Tesla stock is in a bond. He could try to say that, well, who knows, Beanie Babies are safe. We already have a higher level district court saying that he is wrong and that XRP is not a security. So it doesn't matter what his view is in the end. He is going to lose this case really badly. In any case, I don't think this will change anything about XRP. That being said, I think this case will be thrown out right away. It has nothing to do with the success we've already made and will never get us anywhere. If you saw this news and thought, oh no, we're back to this point where they're calling something like XRP a security, then you should be worried. Without a doubt not. This doesn't make sense at all. What a crazy district court that wants to do whatever they want. It will fail in the end. Won't make any progress on this. One more thing I want to say quickly is that this is more of a Coinbase problem than an XRP problem itself. Even if they do make real progress, it's what they say. Coinbase sold it as a bond. It doesn't matter to me, but I don't think this will ever come back to Ripple and XRP. This has more to do with Coinbase than anything else. Even more than that, I don't think it's a problem because other, more important and more powerful people are saying the exact opposite. And I think that just proves that it's still a very political subject for some reason. There's a reason why a lot of these Democrats want to call these things stocks. Who cares if I can't understand it? Just so you know, that burger doesn't have any food on it. Now, I want to tell you about something else very interesting that I saw today. It will take a little while to understand, but I think it's pretty important. Michael Arrington made a post earlier today in DAI that was really interesting. Thanks to him for bringing this to our attention. Basically, it was a cost comparison between SWIFT and the new chip scheme. They found that using the new chip system cost about 12 cents in network fees to settle the transaction, and it could be settled almost instantly. This was all compared to the SWIFT system, which meant chips versus SWIFT. There was a 5% fee for this to happen over the course of 72 hours. This is what a 12-cent trade and a $5,000 0-cent transaction are different from each other. I also think it's really cool that Michael Arrington is bringing this up right now. I find it very interesting that he brought it up because he was one of the first people to really push the idea that XRP can be used for world settlement. People like him have always been behind XRP, and he is good friends with Brad Garlinghouse. I just want to know if there's more to this than meets the eye. Based on this post, it looks like he's dropping hints. It goes straight to cross-border payments, instant XRP settlement, and cheap processing time. I also wonder if he's tried to send a message that he might not be able to say directly, hey, they're working with Ripple and using XRP, but this is how he does it, because this person doesn't post very often, and when he does, it usually has something to do with XRP. I just wanted to let people know about this. It was really interesting to me. Chips is probably using XRP, but there isn't heavy proof either way. Michael Arrington is the only person who could really know about it. I just felt like putting this out there. And finally, for those who don't know, chips is basically an option to SWIFT. This is a lot like what SWIFT has done with many countries that focus on the West. CHIPS is a payment system that is more like those in China, Russia, and India. It wants to compete with SWIFT. As for the question, what kind of technology do they use to settle instantly for tenths of a penny? That's what makes this post so interesting. I forgot to tell you about this because I know a lot of people are saying, hey, we have this new technology. When are we going to start getting people to adopt? Maybe it's already going on, but we don't know about it yet. Having said that, I'd like to talk about the XRP price chart because I know a lot of people are watching it right now and saying, finally, we're getting some movement. This is something I've been expecting for a couple of days because of a pattern XRP has been showing. When it comes to XRP, I think this is one of the most consistent patterns around. There is no doubt that we have been stuck under this huge falling resistance for a long time since late March or early February. We've been stuck under this falling resistance that keeps pushing us down. Well, that was a pretty big hurdle for XRP to get over, but this $2.00 support has kept it going. Long-term support is coming in and long-term resistance is meeting. This has usually meant that XRP will make a big move one way or the other. I've been making the case on this channel for a long time for why I think the next move will be up. We just talked about one reason, but there are a lot more. There is now institutional adoption of cryptocurrency. It will only be a matter of time before people wake up and figure out which cryptocurrency company and network will be the big winners in this institutional adoption. Because of these things, I do believe the move will be upward. But in a way, anything can really happen at these times, right? In the end, XRP only needs to decide whether it wants to break up or break down. I think that XRP is in the process of making this choice right now. Right now, it's making a green candle, breaking through this long-term resistance. It just closed a daily candle above this resistance and is now trying to make another green candle. This seems like a good sign to me. This makes the rest of the market less stressed because Bitcoin is also going up. Also, it looks like XRP is saying, hey, we're done with this downtrend, it's time to go up again. A lot of people seem to forget that we just came back from a 500% pump into a stall out, right? XRP went up by 500 to 600% and then stayed the same for a while. When an object goes up 500 to 600%, this is what you'd expect to happen. You agree that it needs to cool down, it needs to, before you make your next big move, you should get back to earth and rest? That's exactly what I think we've seen happen. XRP may be ready to keep going up based on what we can see on the charts right now. Now, what I really want is for XRP to reach around $2.60. I think it will get there pretty quickly since we'll be back in a strong uptrend at that point. After that, I believe XRP could really start to move toward that new all-time high. It's all about getting better, right? We've been going down for a long time now. XRP is now pulling back out of it. It went against the trend. Now it needs to get going again so it can start pushing for higher prices. Everything looks really, really good. Plus, it's cool to be able to call this move on in the chat. Yesterday, I was making the video on it. We'll see if it can keep going in this direction. We hope it's not a fake out. It's clear that we had a fake out here. I think the market is finally starting to notice the things we've been seeing for a while, even though it looks like this was all a fake. Finally, I don't think enough people are paying enough attention to what's going to happen in the United States as the big event that sets it off. Around the middle of summer, 10 XRP ETFs from some of the world's biggest banks will be here. The latest we'll see them is in September. I don't think we'll be there. I believe it will happen more in July and August.